Franchising in Serbia is blowing up. Many brands are entering Serbia and the market is wide open. Today, we're going to talk about why franchising has exploded into Serbia, what industries are moving into Serbia, and what investors must know when entering this market. So over the past week, I've been here in Belgrade attending a number of events from franchising to investments in Serbia. And the reason I do so is not for my personal gain, but for the clients that we're working with that are looking to enter this market. And one of the things that we've been seeing here in Serbia is a huge rise in franchising, and not only with certain industries, but various industries right across all sectors. And we're going to talk about what industries are coming here, what are the rules and regulations when it comes to franchising here, and what might be attractive for you, and how we here at Relocation Serbia can help you not only establish your business here, but bring in your already established franchise into this economy here and how you can grow. Of course, I can't remember all the stats that I've been given over the past couple days. I can just talk about the clients that we've worked with. And so I do have a number of notes here with me. And first and foremost, I want to talk about how Serbia now has over 250 franchises in this country. And there are over 4,500 locations. Now, the franchise industry also is employing a number of individuals all the way up to 30,000 and more, which is very good for the people here in Serbia that are looking for work and being able to grow within a franchise. You know, it's easy to start at a entry-level job and work your way up the ladder when it comes to being in franchises. But this video is not talking about being an employee here. This is going to be geared towards investors who are looking to invest into this economy. Now, there are a number of brands dominating Serbia here, and it's a very growing business. And one of the things that I was, or should I say, one of the panelists were talking about is that just because you have a great brand in Italy or in France does not necessarily mean that is going to work here in Serbia. They were giving us an example about how many of the luxury brands were coming into Serbia when it came to clothing, when it came to makeup and things of that nature. And what was a very lucrative business in one country actually did not survive here in Serbia. And, you know, we are a different beast when it comes to the economy here and how people like to use their money and what they like to purchase. Now, one of the good things that they've said is that over the past 5-6 years here, there's been a 40% increase year over year of franchises moving here into Serbia, establishing themselves and actually growing. Now, the Serbian Franchise Association recently joined the European Franchise Federation. And before you get all hot and bothered about it, that does not mean that Serbia actually has joined the European Union. What the European Franchise Federation is a code of conduct, a common way of operating franchises here in Serbia, which I think is a good thing, because if you have a franchise, you want to make sure that your brand and your level of service is on par with the other chains that you have across Europe and other countries around the world. So let's quickly talk about who is franchising in Serbia. So we have food and beverage businesses coming here. We have retail, fashion, cosmetics, We have beauty and wellness, education, so like child learning centers, English schools, and IT coding institutions that are helping people, pretty much level up their area in multiple sectors. We also have service-based businesses such as consulting, real estate. I've mentioned before how the real estate industry here and the agencies are absolutely brutal when it comes to their level of service and what most clients expect, especially foreigners coming into Serbia. And that's one of the reasons we established our business here, is we want to provide a level of service that virtually is not here in Serbia. And as well, what we provide is completely unique from all the rest of the businesses here. We also have cleaning businesses here. So there is a gentleman that came here 2 years ago. He established a business for cleaning apartments and homes and investors' properties who are not here year round. And he's completely blown up in that area as well. And of course, one of the other ones is logistics. Logistics, we were just recently working with an individual who lived in Holland. He had his operation in Holland, and he decided to completely close down that operation there due to the taxes and due to the regulations, and came over and reestablished that same business here. One, because of Serbia's lower taxes, and two, because of our geographical location where we are connected to both the east and the west. And it's very good for his positioning. So now you might be wondering, why is the franchise industry growing here in Serbia? So number one is that it is undersaturated here. There are a lot of countries out there that are heavily franchised, and there's no more room for market expansion. Whereas here in Serbia, franchising is undersaturated and there's a lot of opportunity. And one of the things in our recent franchise conference that we were at, or that I was at, should I say, is that many of the franchise industries mention how location is the main theme when it comes to where you're establishing your franchise. And here in Serbia, because there is such an undervalued market here, or should I say not undervalued, but undersaturated market here, that it's very easy for a franchise to find the ideal location when it comes to establishing that business in a certain area, depending on what industry that you're in. The next one is that entrepreneurs want a proven low risk business model, which Serbia provides. There is a growing public appetite here as well, with people looking for recognizable brands with high standard trends, which many of the franchises, and being part of the franchise federation now here in Serbia, that these businesses are able to maintain. And so when we're talking about location, why would Serbia be an ideal location for you? So I first off mentioned the geographical positioning of Serbia. So not only do we bridge the west and the east here, but we also have the Danube access and regional connectivity to all the major EU countries, which is ideal. The next one is that we have a financial structural advantages here. So the corporate rate is 15%, which is one of the lowest here in Serbia, in Europe, should I say. I've mentioned that on multiple videos already, and we've seen a number of our clients moving here just for that. We're also not part of the EU, which is a very attractive point as well for many of our clients, and those who are looking to establish their business here in Serbia and to get away from the EU regulations. And plus, we have a lower labor cost as well. Next one is that Serbia has a massive free trade agreement with many of the partners around. So you have EU, you have CEFTA, you have EFTA. You also have free trade agreements with Turkey, UK, China, Russia, and many other countries. So it's very appealing to those that are looking to establish a business, especially franchises, to do it here in Serbia. Now, the next one that people are looking at is that with that access, you are given between 2.4 and 2.8 billion consumers through various treaties, which is highly beneficial from a business standpoint. So let's get into the pros and cons of franchising in Serbia. So number one is that it's an emerging but maturing market with lots of open territory. There is a lot of great locations for you to set up your business. You can set up in Subotica, which is right on the border of Hungary. You have Novi Sad, which gives you access to Croatia. Hungary, again, is only a couple hours away. Romania is right there as well, and Slovenia is not too far away either for that matter. You have Belgrade, which is of course the capital and a huge the most population based out of all of Serbia. There's about 1.7 million people in the heart of Belgrade. You can go down to Kragujevac, which is a huge industrial area there. They have a lot of automotive manufacturing and a lot of other industries in that area. Or you can head all the way down south to Niš, which is the third biggest city in Serbia. And with that, then you are connected closer to Bulgaria, North Macedonia. You also have then Montenegro in that area as well. So you have a lot of various countries that you have access to by simply moving your business into Serbia. And from what I remember, for those that are looking to access EU markets, Montenegro is on the verge of getting into the EU. I believe the date is 2027, if I am not mistaken. Now, what are the cons when it comes to operating a franchise here in Serbia? Well, number one is that it requires a strong local operator here. Number two is that the national monetary dollar here, or should I say the currency, is the dinar and not the euro. So when you are issuing invoices here, a lot of all the invoices must be in RSD. Even when we send our quotes to our clients, we send them quotes in euros because it's easier to manage those numbers. But when we end up sending our official invoice at the end, that is in essence still in RSD because our business is based here in Serbia. And so some businesses may like that, some may not like that, especially if you have a headquarters in another country, say the EU, and then you have to do all that conversion and then also send it out of the country. But with that said, we are also entering the SEPA system here in Serbia. That's going to be starting early 2026, which is going to make the movement of money from out of country into country and vice versa that much more affordable and that much quicker as well. It's going to be just as quick as you are doing a domestic exchange here in Serbia. And so why are many of these businesses succeeding in Serbia, and why is Serbia continuing to see a 40% increase year over year here? Well, first off, the markets respect structure, quality, and consistency. Consumers embrace international standards. We have a fast growing middle class here in Serbia, especially in the major cities. And we also have a strong entrepreneurial culture here. Many of the younger generations now are not stuck in the old mindset that there is no industry here and they don't have to necessarily find a job. They are establishing their businesses online or working with other international companies. and then being able to reintroduce that here in Serbia. And when you have that entrepreneurial mindset and you see how wide open the market is here in Serbia, it just makes sense that you set up here, because if you're to do this where you have a lot of competition, where there's already a high volume of franchises or other businesses around you, it's going to be a lot harder to scale and grow your business. And if you do that here, one, you'll be able to establish yourself a lot quicker, and you'll be able to grow that business that much quicker as well. And that goes into the low density of direct competition, which was my last point that many franchise categories want to get away from, because you got to admit, in the West, there's a lot of similar franchises out there, and for you to separate yourself from one and the other, it's going to be a lot more difficult. But if you're coming somewhere where there is no competition, you're going to be essentially in that blue ocean strategy that many of these businesses as entrepreneurs seek when it comes to getting their foot in the door or getting established. So how can Relocation Serbia help you establish your franchise here? Well, we can help you do your company formation here, your DOO, of course. We can help with residency and immigration of owners and staff here into Serbia. We can help you with banking here in Serbia, compliance, licensing, and permits. Not all businesses are able to function without a license. We had a consultation not too long ago with someone who's looking to set up a travel and tourism business here, but in that business that requires a license. And so we're able to find someone who has that license and employ them under that business, and so that they're able to operate here in Serbia under the regulations and rules that are in place here, so that you're not audited or you're not fined by the inspection companies here. We have great tax strategies here. We have a lot of good incentives for businesses coming here to Serbia, and of course the free trade agreements that many businesses seek. Serbia is one of the most exciting emerging franchise market. If you're looking to get in somewhere that has strong business appeal, that is going to be able to easy to scale, you may look to Serbia, especially if you are a foreign investor looking to invest your money and get that quick ROI. And if that is you, feel free to reach out to us at Relocation Serbia, and we'd be happy to help you.